Evening guys, Dylan here. Tonight I'll be reviewing the psychological thriller Pet. Pet is a psychological thriller released last year, directed by Charles Torrens. It stars Dominic Monaghan, who I'm a big fan of, from Lost and obviously Lord of the Rings as well, many other things he's in. It also stars Ksenia Solo, I hope I said that right, and also a little guest performance by Jeanette McCurdy. This film, going in, I really had no expectations for it all because it looked like, from the trailers, it didn't really sell me. Basically the trailers show Dominic Monaghan's character gets obsessed with the girl and eventually imprisons her in a cage, and then she starts hurting herself in the cage. So I thought, oh yeah, that's a bit of a nice twist on the standard formula of a stalker thing. Instead of following the victim, it's following the stalker, right? And maybe she's doing this to get out of the situation. It's not exactly that, and I'm not going to say a lot because that would kind of spoil the point of the film. There is a twist in this film, and it is a cool concept. I'll give it that. Definitely not the conventional kind of stalker story in a horror film kind of thing. Dominic Monaghan is quite good, I thought, in acting in this movie. He plays a kind of socially awkward character, bit typecast in terms of, well, not typecast, but a bit of the cliche in terms of someone that becomes a stalker. I'll let that go though, because he did seem pretty convincing in his role. Ksenia Solo, she was, at first I thought she was a bit rigid in the first half of the film, but once she's imprisoned in this cage, I thought she was pretty good at showing to be kind of unhinged. I guess that's all I'll say. Alright, so this film is not shot on anamorphic lenses, but it is framed in a ultra widescreen kind of image, and for the most part it's really well framed. I found I was actually very pleasantly surprised with the visuals of this movie. Nothing spectacular, but everything is framed really well. A lot of the times they have some shots where people are in the background framed perfectly, like alternating to the other person, and had some quite nice imagery. Definitely was pleased with that. The soundtrack, I didn't even notice one was there, so if you're into soundtracks I wouldn't really go for this movie. Definitely not for the soundtrack. Now, I mentioned a little bit of the plot earlier from the trailer. This plot has a lot of things that I don't want to spoil for people. There are some things about the ending of this film that I do like, and some things that I hate. There are a few ways that they could have gone with the plot when it got to the third act, that it looked like it possibly would have gone that way, like one of these three ways. It picked one of the three ways that I least liked about them. There were two other ways they could have ended the movie that would have been more enjoyable for me, and more interesting even for the plot, instead of just doing what they did. A little bit cliche in terms of like that situation. Other than that, the film was decent, and I would recommend it for anyone who likes kind of horror-y, thrillery films, just for something a little bit different and a little surprising, especially if you go into it not knowing much about the film. I was pleasantly surprised about halfway through the film, and you might know why if you watch it. Definitely not really advertised that well, especially in Australia. I don't think I've seen any ads for it on Australian TV or at the cinemas when I've gone. The only reason I saw an ad for this movie was because I follow a trailer channel on YouTube, which you get pretty much all the trailers. So this one's definitely flown under the radar a bit. Nothing fantastic about it, but very decent thriller movie. And I would recommend it to anyone who's into thriller or horror. I will probably, if I get the chance and it's cheap, I will add it to my collection, just because I do enjoy that thrillery and specifically the thriller aspect of it. So I'm going to give Pet a 5.5 out of 10. Fairly decent. Don't forget, if you did enjoy this review, give us a thumbs up just below the video. And if you want to see more from me, go to my channel and hit subscribe. We're really growing the channel in terms of movie reviews and Blu-ray hauls as well. Go check out my latest pickups. I grabbed some 90s action classics the other day, and if you're into collecting, then I know a lot of people are. It should be fairly enjoyable for you. Anyway, without further ado, enjoy the rest of your night or /morning/day, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next time.